I realized the house was not as empty as I thought when I found a plate of hot, buttered toast sitting on the kitchen counter that I definitely hadn't made myself. I live in a drafty, two-story Victorian on the edge of town, a place I inherited from my grandmother. It's charming in the daylight, but at night, the shadows seem to stretch and lean into the hallways. I've lived here for 2 months, mostly enjoying the solitude, until the sound started. Subtle things at first. The distant creak of a floorboard, the rhythmic clicking of a light switch in the basement, and the unmistakable feeling of being watched from the top of the stairs. I tried to rationalize it. It's an old house. It's settling. But then I started finding small, impossible things. My keys were moved from the hook to the coffee table. A glass of water was left half finished on my nightstand, and tonight, the toast. The smell of it was still heavy in the air, the butter just beginning to pool into the bread. My breath caught in my throat. I hadn't been in the kitchen for hours. I grabbed my phone, ready to call for help, but the signal was dead 0 bars. I retreated toward the living room, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I needed to leave. I reached for the front door, but the deadbolt wouldn't turn. It was locked from the outside. Panic flared, cold and sharp. I heard it, then a soft, wet cough coming from directly behind me. I spun around, clutching my phone like a weapon. The house was dead silent, but the kitchen light, which I had just turned off, was humming again. I crept back toward the hallway, deciding to make a run for the back mudroom. As I passed the coat rack, I noticed my own heavy winter jacket was gone. I walked into the mudroom and stopped dead. There, stacked neatly against the wall, were all my shoes, arranged in a row. And sitting on top of them was a Polaroid photo, still developing. I picked it up with shaking hand. The image started to clarify, turning from gray to stark reality. It was a picture of me, taken from inside my own closet, right at that very moment. I looked at the dark slats of the closet door in the background of the photo, and then I looked at my own closet door, standing right there in front of me. The door began to creak open. I didn't wait to see who was inside. I sprinted toward the back door, desperate for air, only to trip over a bag of my own clothes, packed and waiting by the threshold. I looked up and saw my reflection in the mudroom window. Standing directly behind me, wearing my winter coat, was a man who looked exactly like me, holding a kitchen knife and smiling. "Thanks for the toast," he whispered, and then the lights went out.